Okay, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to Live on the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friend and dungeon user this evening. Tonight, I am going to be doing my daily entry for the RPG-A-Day event for 2018. So for those who are unfamiliar with this event, a annual exercise where we spend every day in the month of August talking about or answering a different question relating to role-playing games. Today's question is, what was your wildest character concept? And I have a bit of a difficulty answering this one. Actually, first, let me just make sure that we're actually streaming. We have had some challenges with the stream over the past week, but this appears to be working again, so that's good. This is one of those. Oh, there's my stupid voice in the background. This is one of those questions where it's more character or player focused, I think, and that is, I guess, no, maybe it could apply to players or to DM characters as well, or NPCs. But I don't like. I've mentioned several times in the course of this exercise, I don't play nearly as often as I do run things. So just like the character names, I don't really have a great deal. Like I don't have a deep well of character concepts that I've trotted to the table. So it's a little more difficult for me to talk about the character concept. Now, there are a lot of games that I have run in the past few years that, in particular, have mechanics for the NPCs that are as complicated as what they are for the player characters. So I mean, I guess I could talk about that, and I really should have thought of it before I actually went live on the fucking stream. But I was thinking about characters, so I'm instead of thinking about the character concepts that I've come up with for NPCs and just patting myself on the back on how clever they are. I'll tell you a cautionary tale of having the opportunity to build whatever you want in certain games. So in fourth or third edition D&D and 3.5, they shortly near the end of the life cycle of third edition before they released 3.5. They released a book called Savage Species, which basically gave the rules for creating, monster characters. You could use monster races as characters in it. And that for those who are unfamiliar with third edition D&D, and I imagine that everybody who listens to this channel or may stumble on this video is familiar with that edition. But it provided rules to be able to play pretty much anything you wanted. It just that the rules would be tweaked so that you would be balanced. So that you could, no one character concept could really outbalance the others. And what this meant for monsters was that you ended up, spending a bunch of levels just at playing basically underpowered versions of the monsters you were eventually going to play. So a friend of mine was going to be running a fairly high level campaign, and I don't remember the level of the campaign, but he said he wisely said that we could bring whatever we wanted to the table. And I think it was really just like a one-shot kind of thing. So I sat down, and for whatever reason, I thought it would be hysterical to build an Otyugh creature. So an Otyugh, for those who are unfamiliar, and I really should have grabbed my, I guess it's right here. Let me see if I can get a picture of an Otyugh. Imagine the monster manual has got a picture of an Otyugh in it. An Otyugh, though, is basically, it's a shit monster. It's a monster that lives in like garbage and excrement, and then it can prove to be a fairly nasty opponent for characters to deal with. They're also telepathic, so they can actually read minds and communicate in that way. That's the Otyugh. So I figured out how to stat out. They either had the stats in Savage Species, or I figured out sort of backed out what the stats would be for the Otyugh as a Savage Species player character. I then added the para-elemental template to it so that it would be a water. It would have a water type as well. And then I gave it a couple levels in Paladin. So I made the holy shit diarrhea monster. That character mercifully never made it to the actual table. But as an example of the lengths that you can go, or the depths, I suppose, in this case, you could go with that type of free-form character design. That's what I came up with and decided to bring to the table, was the holy shit diarrhea monster. Yeah, that's not the most creative, but when I saw the question, well, I mean, it may be the most creative I've come up with, but creativity isn't always necessarily good, I suppose, at least not as far as role-playing games are concerned. So that's not a great answer for today, but that's the answer I've got. Tomorrow's question is going to be, describe how your play has evolved. So that's for day 13. Yeah, I've got some stuff to say about that, I think. So anyway, if you have any questions in between, until then, I should say, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding today's answer, like my really crappy answer, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. You can shoot me a tweet. You shoot me a tweet at Dungeon Musings on Twitter, or you can shoot me an email at dungeonmusings@gmail.com. You also may notice that we have some links in the description of this video. Those links take you through to the Heroes Save Villages charity fundraising campaign that we are running in connection with SOS Children's Villages International. If you have enjoyed this video, maybe not so much this video, but other videos on the channel, please consider clicking through and donating to the charity campaign. Anything that is donated goes directly to the charity. And there are some interesting rewards there, including for $100 donation, I will run a 4-hour session for you, a custom session for you and potentially your group as well. I've got 2 of those that are in the planning stages right now, so I'm more than happy to do that for more folks. Any money that's donated to SOS Children's Villages International helps them do the very, very good work they do to advocate for and provide services for children in very high needs circumstances. So anyway, that's all for today. I'll see you again tomorrow, where I will talk about how my play has evolved from building and running shit monsters and to what I'm doing right now. So thanks for listening, folks, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.